And I wasn't going to make a video about Zabu because he's going to get nerfed. But then if you look at my collector's track here, I got Absorbing Man the day he reduced from Pool 4 to Pool 3, and then Spider-Man right after. If that... I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice at that point. Look at this. What am I supposed to play? What am I supposed to play? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. Really excited for what I have coming for you guys today, but just full disclaimer, it is short-lived. As you can see from this tweet right here from one of the developers, the Silver Surfer and Zabu days are coming to an end soon. I don't know, we don't really know how they're going to be changed, at least in this time of making this recording, but the nerfs are incoming, just as a full disclaimer. And so what I have for you today is the highlights from this Zabu deck I put on stream, and it is insane. There were certain points in the stream where I literally said this deck is playing itself because it was just so good. Where I was focused on trying to be better at streaming, and I was focused on trying to be better at interacting with viewers and stuff like that. Where I would barely look at the board. I'd never snap in these games. I don't retreat because I just have so many cubes where I don't really care anymore. But this deck was so good. And it's so good where Zabu's getting nerfed, and we don't know how it's getting nerfed or rebalanced. We don't know how Zabu or Silver Surfer is getting rebalanced. But man, what a combo Spider-Man and Absorbing Man are. Spider-Man, on reveal, your opponent can't play cards at this location next turn. Insane. Absorbing Man, if the last card you played has an honor ability, the card copies it. So basically what this means is you can do a few things. Really disgusting things. Absorbing Man, by the way, even when you don't use him with Spider-Man, is still insane. White Queen doesn't matter really, but Jessica Jones' ability is really useful. Enchantresses can be useful in some circumstances, not all the time. Jubilees can be really useful. Just very, very strong cards. Sunspot, really good in this kind of deck, where Sunspot is kind of a decent backup plan if you don't draw Zabu, even though I do think it's mostly correct to retreat on non-Zabu games if your opponent is in a good position. But Sunspot on turn 1 is always, really, really good. Lizard kind of does a similar thing to Sunspot, where both of these cards, if you don't kind of get to do what your deck is hoping to do, they're decent backups. Where Sunspot will just grow throughout the game, and if you have these awkward mana turns, where if you don't have Zabu and you don't have Lizard, but you have Sunspot on 1, then you pass turn 2, pass turn 3, and you can play your first thing on turn 4, where you've just gained 5 power into Sunspot, and Sunspot is 6. Because you pass turn 2, pass turn 3, plus 5 to Sunspot is 6. Lizard is very useful for the games you don't draw Zabu also, but also it's just a pretty good card by himself. I mean, Lizard, if you play Lizard tactically, not in lanes where your opponent is going to flood the tile, then Lizard is 5 power, which is just very, very useful. And also kind of neat, with Enchantress, Lizard gains a little bit of value, nothing too crazy, but you can basically stop Lizard from getting reduced if you Enchantress the Lizard, which is very nice. Some people might be confused why I'm playing Enchantress in the Zabu deck, and there's 2 reasons for that. The first one is that if you Enchantress your own Zabu later on, it doesn't really matter. If you've already, if you're on the 5th turn of the game, especially with the feature location that was going on, you don't really care if your Zabu gets hit because you're playing a 6-drop anyways. But also, Enchantress is really useful in the mirrors, where, you're kind of more focused on the Spider-Man absorbing package here than you are anything else. But when your opponent has, Darkhawk and stuff like that, Darkhawk Mystique, Cerebro, there's all kinds of decks where Enchantress can be really, really useful, which is why we're still playing it. And the other cards here are super budget, but this deck does super well. You can snap super effectively. It's pretty self-explanatory when to retreat. Games where you don't have Zabu, games where you don't have powerful stuff to do. But, I mean, other than... all of these cards are pool 3. So, Magneto, I think, is a really, really useful 6-drop. I think he is definitely the best 6-drop you can play with this deck. If you don't have Magneto, I would maybe play Chavez just because it's a guaranteed 6. But you could also go for an Infinite line where your plan is to float turn 5 with a Sunspot and then go Infinite. Infinite is also really good to hit with Jubilee. Maybe even just try Hulk if you wanted to, honestly. I don't know how I feel about that. I do think Chavez is really good in Jubilee decks in general because it's always a 6-drop that's going to stay in your deck. So it's 4 mana, sometimes 2 with Zabu to make 10 power, which is very useful. And one of the big issue with the Jubilee decks where you're trying to, or the Lockjaw decks, where you're trying to slide those powerful cards into play early, is when you draw them, and Chavez kind of stops you from drawing them. So it's a much lower, less powerful outcome, but it's a lot more consistent that you don't just have dead cards in your hand. Other than that, I mean, the deck is pretty similar from the last time I played it. Jessica Jones, just 4 mana, 8 power. Moon Girl, if you have a bunch of 2-cost 4-drops in your hands, doubling them with Moon Girl is really useful. Warpath is just one of the better 4-drops I have. 4 mana for 9 power is really good, and some of the times you only want to play for 2 locations. Very useful. Spider-Man and Absorbing Man, already talked about how gross that is. White Queen, it gives you a little bit of information on your opponent, and it's just an overstated card. When you're spending 2 mana for 6 power, that's really good. But that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoy. There's going to be another video showing this deck on Saturday, and maybe Sunday if I'm feeling really bulls. If you have these cards, I say give it one last hurrah before Zabu and Silver Surfer get nerfed, because you have no idea what Zabu's going to look like after. But I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope to see you guys for our next Marvel Snap video. Over level 50. It's pretty cool, though. Oh, this is so good. We can snap Zabu. We can double Zabu, double Spider-Man. Dude, the Zabu deck is so evil. It's actually just so evil. So they're a Patriot deck, which is still pretty good, but I feel like we're favored. Because we get to double Spider-Man, then double Absorbing Man. That's crazy good, man. And we have Enchantress in this deck. Keep in mind we have Enchantress in this deck. And we draw the Enchantress. Okay, like this has to be good enough, right? Like there's no way. I think Sinister London is like top 3 locations. Another really good one is Bar Sinister. I think Bar Sinister is like a fantastic location. I think Bar Sinister is one of the best locations. So if we go, we can go Jessica Jones to double Jessica Jones. We are not getting the extra energy, which is fine, but we can double Jessica Jones. Double, we need to leave, so keep in mind, we need to leave one space here so we can Spider-Man, then Absorbing Man. So we want to go Sunspot somewhere. I think we just go like White Queen, Sunspot here. Jessica Jones goes somewhere. Next turn, Spider-Man goes somewhere, and then Absorbing Man goes somewhere, and we can still Enchantress to correct. Maybe we don't play 2 cards here. Maybe we want to leave a spot so we can play Enchantress better. I kind of like this more. So Jessica Jones goes here or here. Spider-Man here or here. I like this most. I like this most. Luke Spar. Luke Spar is the return to your hand. Sinister London is Bar Sinister is the one where you play 1 card here and you get 4 copies of it. I think that's the coolest. So now we can go Enchantress, Spider-Man, and then we get another Spider-Man somewhere else. But we can also Absorbing Man here, and they can't play here next turn. Which just feels like good enough. Like, I don't see how that's losing. And we get to mute one of their Patriots. This just seems crazy good to me. They play a Forge, sure. So they get double Forge, which is actually pretty good. But so they can't play 2 lanes now. We actually give up our Jessica Jones, but I think it's like totally fine. Oh my god, and the other Enchantress goes to the other Patriot, and they're locked out. They actually can't play anything. The game is actually over. They can't play anything. Zabu is so stupid, dude. Zabu is actually so stupid. They can't play anything. And we hit both of their Patriots, and they literally just, like, yeah. Oh my god. But, like, actual power level of the deck, I probably would only play her when I'm, like, rank 100. Like, I just hit the infinite floor, and I can't, like, drop below infinite is the only time I'd probably play Agatha Hawkins. I do think she's an interesting card, though. Sakar equals fastest games, 100%. That and the one that discards a card from your hand. Like, when you just, like, your opponent just discards their Silver Surfer, like, the game's just over. They're not playing anymore. I think if you have Agatha Hawthorne's Ghost Rider and Hela, that would be like a really good deck. I don't have those cards myself, but if I did, that would probably be the deck I would play. I think I would play like the discard package, Agatha Hawk. I don't know exactly what it would be. Are they an what's the word? Are they a Galactus deck? I mean, we're like gonna win the flooding, but are they a Galactus deck? I guess it depends what they do. But this is like really, really good. This is 16. This is 15 stats. They're a Cerebro deck, right? Cerebro. I think this is Cerebro. C2, yeah, C2 100%, right? We get a Hobgoblin, which is nice. So, okay, they retreat. If they Cerebro here, it's ×2. So they're 16, so we're beating them to Cerebro here, and then we just play Magneto here and we win, right? Mr. Sinister seems really good on paper, but every time I play Mr. Sinister, I think he's so terrible. I'm really not a Mr. Sinister. Like, I do not give Mr. Sinister respect. I think Mr. Sinister is, like, the quickest card I've replaced in, like, so many decks. Yeah, it didn't have Cerebro. Well, even if they had Cerebro, we were still winning right, where, like, they were just, like, screwed, right? Like, they couldn't win right, and then we win left because we just go Magneto. So this game, we have an interesting choice. We could just do the same bullshit again, where we could just go Jessica Jones Absorbing Man, Warpath turn 5. I guess we have better. We could just go like Warpath, Jessica Jones. What's better? It might be better to go like Warpath, and then just pass. We're really soft to Enchantress here, like super soft to Enchantress here. And then we can just play Magneto into 6. Or we could also play Magneto into Metropolis, which is pretty good. But so we could just pass and then go Jessica Jones Absorbing Man next turn, which seems pretty good. Forge. So I think it's pretty likely we could win with Magneto here, potentially. But so let's do this. And this is going to be an additional 15 here. And then we just Magneto one of the 2 lanes, whichever looks better. But, like, if they Enchantress, we cry. Like, really hard cry. I guess it's not that bad anymore. Like, as long as we got these 2 cards off, it's not the biggest deal. They Sarah. They can't win this tile now, right? There's, like, no way? Because they don't have 6-drops. So we can win this tile? They could, like, vomit here, but we're going to add another 8. So they have 1 spot, and they have to beat 26. They don't even beat us with Shang-Chi. I actually think Shang-Chi would actually be good here, but they don't even beat us with Shang-Chi here. Yeah. That's a pretty clean one. That feels like a tuber to me. That feels like a YouTuber one to me. The Sarah is so bad into Plunder Castle, huh? Where like that was actually just a free lane. Funnily enough, even if I don't take Killmonger here, I win though, right? Like if they have +6 here, I'm still winning this lane. Like even with the known information of this, I was still winning this, right? I really like so. I think, like, Spider-Man Absorbing Man is, like, the best by far. But, like, Absorbing Man Jessica Jones is, like, actually really legit. Like, that was, like, that's the second time we've done that. It's been really good. That's just 15 power. Like, actually just 15 power. We'll play Zabu into Vaults. Just because Grand Central's probably going to be pretty large. Killmonger. Sunspot. Cry every time. So, Jubileeing could be decent, but I kind of like, Man, this is kind of awkward. I kind of want... I guess I want another White Queen in my hand, where maybe I just go, like, White Queen, like, Moon Girl this, and then I have 2 Magnetos and 2 White Queens I could hit into Grand Central, would seem pretty good. Like, I want to make sure I can play a card middle, right? Warpath is kind of good. I mean, like, Warpath is going to shrink when we play to the middle, but that's not that bad. Spider-Man is great here, too. We can go Spider-Man this tile, so they can't play here next turn. And then we could just go White Queen here and play Magneto in the middle. And then I feel like this is a win, right? I guess this is weak to, like, some stuff they could hit. Maybe we want to... Maybe something slightly better. We could go White Queen here. And then this is already going to reduce. But then we have the upside of hitting, like, a Magneto here. So we have a 40% chance of hitting... we have a 40% chance of hitting Magneto. 40% chance of hitting Enchantress, which doesn't change anything because Warpath is going to shrink. And then a 20% chance of hitting White Queen, where I feel like I'm going to snap on that. Because if we get a Magneto here, it's a win. If we get a and then we can play Magneto here next turn. And they can't play something here the following turn. So they just can't hit, like, the nuts off of this Grand Central. Which I don't think they will. I don't think they have anything, like, that crazy good. They have a Death, which is kind of scary. And then Wave. But so they can't play a card here. We get a White Queen ourselves. We get a She-Hulk. So we won? Because neither of us can play anything, we won, right? Yeah, actually. That's a cool one. That's a really cool one. Arrow, too. I really like this Arrow art. It's very, like, anime, but I think it's, like, a really good variant. I don't know what other cards are so bad. I will never pick up Orca in the token shop. Never give me Orca in the token shop. You know what I mean? Like, you offered it to me once, I will never pick it up again. And, like, in the most perfect world, you could do the same on variants. Like, you could just say, like, I will never be buying a pixel variant. Do not show me pixel variants. Like, that type of thing. They're very likely to play all cards in Nexus, where I think we actually play Lizard right, because we don't want... Like, they're going to play 4 cards here, so it's just going to end up being 2. They have the same idea as us. Literally copycatting us. You just got Orca? I'm so sorry. Orca got, what's the word? Orca got downgraded to pool, right? Is Orca in pool 3 now? Or pool 4? I don't remember. This is kind of hilarious. So all cards are going to be played here turn 5. We can go... We can play both of these here. Watch them do the same thing again. This is hilarious. Every move has been the same so far. Oh my god. They're getting a Magneto here and a Sunspot. Okay. So we're slightly favored right now. I would say. We can go Jessica Jones, Enchantress, and then just Magneto. Enchantress hits their Zabu, our Lizard. And then Jessica Jones is going to be +8. And then we can Magneto the left. And we're currently winning on left if we do that. Where I feel like this is pretty good. I don't know, pool 4. Yeah, that's such a bad feeling where it's like, oh, I got a pool 4 card. Oh, my pool 4 card was Orca. You know what I mean? So that you're like 100% right. Where like that is lucky, but also like kind of like the worst luck at the same time. So if they have Infinite, can we win? So this is 12. So we're gonna bring Zabu over. If they have Infinite, we would win right still. But I don't think they're playing Infinite. I guess they could be. It becomes 27 to 33. So we're down by 6. Let's just see. They need exactly Infinite, so I think it's fine to just play it. Stay safe, stay safe, Engine. Stay safe. They do have a Magneto in their hand. Same as us. Okay. They get a Magneto. So that makes it so complicated. So we win both. That's a crazy game right there. That's absolutely nuts. So we lose the Nexus by 3, but we're ahead 4 here, and then like we're obviously super ahead, and that's crazy. That's actually insane. That is a nail biter to the highest degree. That is like the definition of a nail biter there. Yeah. I think best case scenario is playing Spider-Man turn 5, assuming we don't draw Zabu. If we draw Zabu, it's amazing. We draw Zabu. This little Sunspot that could. So they get to play Zabu, which is unfortunate for us. We can go White Queen and then maybe mute both of them. Or we can go Enchantress and maybe mute both of them. Oh my god. They just passed. Right? And it goes right too. Oh my god. Oh, the humanity. And now we can go Spider-Man and it's going to be double Spider-Man here. We don't get the Titania? Oh my god, it hits Splinter Castle too. Do they Spider-Man themselves? They don't play Spider-Man. They do get double Shuri though. But so they can't play middle and they can't play left, so we just play one card here and we win. Right? We just play like I don't know. We just play White Queen here and we win. And we can even go like Lizard just for good measure. Man, did we really beat the game where they had double Zabu and we didn't? We did. That's crazy. That's crazy, actually. Spider-Man carry there. Spider-Man hard carry there. But, like, Spider-Man would have won us either lane it hit, right? Like, if it goes right, it's a win, too. So it didn't matter if it was... Yeah, that's true. Enchantress did carry there, too. I think Spider-Man and Enchantress, like, both, like... That was, like, a two-armed game, and they were both of our arms there. So they don't blow up their rocks. So we can go Sunspot into the rocks this turn. Spooderman is gross. Spooderman is so gross. I don't know if you heard me when I said it earlier, but I think Spider-Man is like top 5 Marvel Snap card for me right now. Not like just on power level, but like more on coolness. You know what I mean? Like when I say top 5, I mostly mean coolness, not like just power level. So we can just pass this turn, and then our Sunspot grows, and we get rid of the mine. They have the same idea. Copycatting us, but that's fine. So what is optimal here? So neither of us can play cards in the castle. So I think the answer is gonna be Lizard Warpath here. And this is 10. And then we can play Magneto here next turn. Okay, so we don't have to make the decision this turn. Every disruption card... Yeah, that's true. I feel like all of the tech cards in Marvel Snap are pretty irrelevant. Where you play like other card games and some of the like tech cards aren't really that good. But in Marvel Snap, like most of them are still like really, really good. I kind of like just playing... Honestly, I kind of just like playing Magneto right where the Cosmo is. Just because I feel like beating a 7 Sunspot is pretty hard with just Magneto. Where I kind of... Yeah, see, like we would have just lost there. Where I feel like this is just free stats here. Like that's kind of just the same thing as playing playing it like a destroyer there. I think saying Spider-Man is top 5 ability is very, very fair. I think that is like super fair. So I think we're winning super hard right. where I don't see how they can beat it. Like, I don't see how they can get 23 into play there. I guess if they play 3 cards here, our Lizard is weaker, so maybe we go, like, White Queen, Enchantress, and then we'll go Spooderman just for good luck, I guess. They just play all 3 lefts. Okay. Did we lose? Maybe out of the other order. Maybe I'm supposed to play left here. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Just a casual 34 power on turn 7. Maybe I was supposed to expect that? That wasn't on my radar at all. Yeah, like 34 power there? That's crazy. They needed exactly Killmonger. Because Silver Surfer wasn't enough anymore. I really like Lizard into Kiln, just because it's pretty hard for them to flood it. Forge is like, whatever. And then I think we even Zabu here just for, like, the sake of, like, trying to win this space. I don't know what Forge means. I don't know what deck is playing Forge. Oh, this is the same guy. They ruined this location? That's fine. So they are a Silver Surfer deck, probably. Let's just... I think we just White Queen here. Is we can White Queen Moon Girl. But I kind of want to draw different cards. I think it's actually just White Queen for now. And then see what they do. And I think, like, if we lose this space, it's fine. If Sarah... So we tie, which I think is, like, great case scenario for us. So if they play Sarah, they can't play middle. Because it'll be 5, like, they won't have a 6. So let's Enchantress left, Moon Girl left, and Sunspot here, I think. And then we're gonna Magneto middle. So they can obviously play a million cards here. We can Magneto to draw cards out. They only have 3 spots to play with, and we're going to pull a bunch of cards middle, where I think we're going to be able to win the side lanes. Let's just see how it goes. I think this is fine. The fact that we flipped second there is pretty rough. I think if you wanted to retreat on this, that's pretty reasonable, but I just don't care about cubes anymore. That's like one of the closest games I think I've ever seen. Like, actually win by 1. That's crazy. I think that's going to do it for me. I had another really great stream. I appreciate everyone hanging out. I got some stuff to take care of tonight. I probably won't be streaming this weekend. I turn 23 this weekend, so I'm going to be celebrating my birthday. So I don't think there will probably be a stream this weekend. But on Monday, I think I'm planning on streaming most weekdays starting next week. So I hope everyone has a great rest of their night, enjoys the rest of their day. And thank you all so much for hanging out, to everyone who hung out with us this stream. I really appreciate it.